So I'm Kev Collins. We've got a big restaurant and catering operation in the Whitsundays, surrounded by all the islands and the water and the reef. This is the workboat. We do a lot of on-island functions, Whitehaven Beach, Hamilton Island weddings, Palm Bay, supply most of the super yachts in the area. It's a big lump of a boat, needed a big lump of a motor. At times I can run to the islands with 1.5 tons of gear on board, literally, tables, chairs, eskies, barbecues, marquees. And this is the boat that does the work. It's a big boat and it needed a lot of motor. So I just upgraded from a 250 4-stroke. Just wasn't enough power for the boat. Wasn't enough to do what I needed it to do. I did a lot of homework on what was available in the marketplace, and I had two criteria. I needed the torque to get this boat out of the water, because at times with the 250 4-stroke I couldn't even get it on the plane. It had that much gear on board. And I was looking for fuel economy, and this thing is delivered in spades on both of those. Typically I do 400 hours a year. I know doing the numbers on that 400 hours a year, my difference in fuel burn was a scary number, which means the motor paid for itself in less than 3 years while it's still under warranty on the amount of hours I do, just on fuel. Compared to the 250 4-stroke, I've got an improvement in top end speed of about 7 or 8 kilometres an hour, but it's really the fuel consumption and the torque that have been the big issue for me. The motor's been everything I could have dreamed. The fuel consumption's better than I thought possible. I thought the numbers were a bit rubbery when I was seeing them on the internet, but they're true. The power steering is just a joy, and the rigging, there's just that one pipe run, so everything is fly-by-wire, and the power steering to be able to just turn with one finger when you're hammering along at 40 knots is quite amazing. There is nothing negative about this motor at all as yet. It's been just a delight. Yeah, a heck of a motor, and comparing it to a 4-stroke, there is no comparison. Anyone that straps one of these on after having the 4-stroke experience just won't believe it. They just won't believe it. It's like it's come from another planet. Yes, it's 2-stroke technology, but it's nothing like the 2-stroke technology we grew up with as kids. You don't see the smoke pouring out the back. There's no coughing and spluttering at the ramp on a cold winter's morning with smoke pouring out the back of your motor. They are incredibly clean. I think we can all feel good about that. At the end of the day, we do care about where we live and what we do, and you like to think you're not creating harm when you're running around on your outboards. These things seem to burn beautifully lean, beautifully clean. There's no smoke, there's no oil residue on the water. You can feel good about running the motors environmentally. You're burning a lot less fossil fuels, I've got to tell you. You're using a lot less petrol when you run one of these, and anyone with a 4-stroke should try one of these. Find a mate with one, get in one. You just won't believe the difference in torque, in performance, in just the raw power and speed. And when you get back to the boat ramp, you won't believe the difference in fuel consumption. That's been the biggest single issue for me. Is just I was expecting better, but I couldn't believe it would be this much better. And I'm running 50 more horsepower than I used to run as well. Just phenomenal. So what would I change about this? I reckon I'd have 2 of them on the back, except they won't fit. How would this thing be with 700 horsepower hanging off it? No, look, again, the motor is what the motor is. It's a motor that's easy to flush, easy to look after, cheap to run, incredible power, a burn performance band that's enormous, which is really what I found probably the most unusual feature, is you get the same kilometres per litre at 50 k's as you do at nearly 70 k's, and that's just amazing. So it means I'm travelling faster using the same amount of fuel per litre. Yeah, it's a heck of a thing. Heck of a thing. Again, all I can say is nobody should buy a new 4-stroke without trying one of these. That would be my simple message. Have a go. Try one of these against any 4-stroke that I've ever had, and I've had most of them, and you just think it's from another planet.